a second to second. Here we go. Hello. What's up, guys? It's been a little while. I think it's been a week and a half or so, but welcome. I was not expecting to be streaming Path of Exile, um, at all, which is kind of cool. Let me make sure I'm streaming the right category, actually, really quick. Uh-oh. And of course, nope. Oh, golly. It's embarrassing. Well, hold on, guys. Sorry if you're on Twitch. I did not change this. We're streaming Path of Exile, not Diablo. Path of Exile 2. Boom, ba da ba 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 boop. Give me a sec, guys. Path of Exile 2. Sure. Whoopsies. Well, that's fixed. And a lot of you jumped in, so totally fine if you jump out. Don't worry about that. So, yes, my apologies. Chat will mostly be on Twitch. As far as what I read, I had to switch the stuff I had to switch the equipment that I was using for multi-streaming, and so now I can't see all the chats in one place. So that's my bad. I'm sorry about that, but that's just how it is, unfortunately, for now. So ideally, go to Twitch, but I'll try and jump in X and Rumble and some others. So I'll just like open things up. But yeah, how's it going, guys? Week and a half. Was not expecting Path of Exile 2, but a friend talked to me about it. And if you've been following me at least for the last year, I was doing some updated news and I was going to do a countdown video. And then they basically delayed the beta and they just pushed everything back. And they didn't know how long it would be. And I was like, you know what? That kind of bothers me. Um, I don't know. Countdown videos for games, it's kind of annoying to make, especially if you're going to make something good, because it takes a lot of time. And then they can really quickly and really easily just be like, ah, like 6 months. And so then you're just screwed. What's up, Polar Cat Medic? I bet you're
Hello
really
there.
happy. Thanks for the sound alert, bro. I bet you're happy I'm streaming Path of Exile. I know you love Path of Exile. Okay. Trying to open different chats. Uh-oh, I need to mute this one. There we go. Okay. Oh, crap, you can't hear me? What? I just heard myself, though. Hold on. Is it only a problem on here? Hello? No, I'm not trolling. I can hear myself, bro. Here, I'll write in chat. Ooh, what's up, everybody? Thanks for hopping on. I appreciate the love. Yeah, I had someone in chat in Twitch was saying they couldn't hear me, but I just heard myself talking in those, so maybe something on his end. But need to open up one last app. Let's open up Rumble. So again, mostly chat will be Twitch, but I'll try and jump between Twitch, X, Rumble, Kick, and YouTube. But again, mostly Twitch. And that's so weird. Um, okay. Well. Anyone else having problems hearing me? I see you all on Twitch. Anybody else? I'm typing it out. Oh, is it working now? Dude, you had me freaking worried. I like it's 2:30 in the morning for me. And I've been working on a bunch of stuff, plus putting kids to bed and putting them to bed again. And to swap speakers on one of the Adobe systems. Oh, okay. No, you're good. I was like, dude, I tested this multiple times just because it's been a while. I didn't want to come back with bad audio. Um so thank you for um saying something because it's better to catch something than to go on and no one can hear me. So today's going to be interesting. I'm going to do as much as I can. Diablo 4 next season is going to be lit. I'm I'm excited for Diablo 4. I'm excited a crap ton for Diablo 4, but I'm also very much in this moment very excited for Path of Exile 2. Super excited for Path of Exile 2. I cannot wait. Um I don't know. It's fun for me now because it almost felt like I did not have to wait. I just went to Diablo 4, started playing that, and then now all of a sudden Path of Exile 2 is here. And yeah, so that's fun. So going back to that, I was following every single bit of news for Path of Exile 2 in like January, February, so almost a year ago. And now I don't know anything. I don't know hardly anything at all as far as updates and things. So there's a lot. There's a lot that I need to watch, a lot that I need to figure out. I feel like I'm gonna play Warrior. I've seen. I'll show you what I've seen. Let me make sure I'm on the right page. Oh, all right. So on Max Roll GG, I'll show you what I've seen. Okay. Boom. Okay. Max Roll GG. I've seen this, which says, and here goes my babies. Oh crap, guys. Twin babies, bros, skis. Oh my gosh, please sleep. That'd be so funny. I start my stream, I say all this crap, and then I end up having to end my stream because my babies are awake. Um, really quick, hopping back into chat on Twitch. Um, PoE is also looking good, and hopefully this lights a fire under D4. I think it will definitely light a fire. There's a video talking about that that I have pulled up. Um, for PoE2, it's 50 plus, 500 plus monsters. What do you mean? So like 50 plus monsters for Diablo 4 versus 500 plus for Path of Exile? I asked them how many are same boss with a palette swap, I got banned, so you got to explain that one to me a little bit more. Who banned you? Okay, so on here, this is what I've seen. I haven't scrolled down here. I also haven't seen any videos, and I have an hour video. The first video I have is an hour, and it's the live stream from Path of Exile, YouTube's channel, YouTube channel. So in early access, warrior, yes. Huntress, no. Sorceress, yes. Mercenary, yes. Monk, yes. Druid, no. Mortar, no. Ranger, yes. Also, it says asterisk note, these classes have not yet been showcased and are subject to change. So they might not even be in the game, potentially. I don't think that's true because I think they've mentioned that they're just adding versus taking away. Ranger, yes. Witch, yes. Duelist, no. Shadow, no. Templar, no. Interesting. So we only have 6 classes to choose from. And I've played Path of Exile. I've played essentially 2 seasons, I would say, worth of Path of Exile, so not a lot compared to all of you crazy people. Not a lot. Um, but I'm excited. I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Okay, so we got Intelligence, Sorceress, or Witch. I know Witch is an old class. Can't remember if Sorceress is. Templar I used to play, but Templar and Druid aren't playable in the early access currently. Strength, Mortar, unplayable. Warrior, playable. I think I want to play Warrior. I think. Mercenary, playable. Duelist, not playable. Dexterity is the Huntress and the Ranger, which are Rangers playable, but not Huntress. Shadow and Monk. Shadow's not playable, but Monk is. Um, if you guys know Rob, the the guy that plays Diablo and Path of Exile a crap ton, he's like one of the mainstream. I have one of his videos pulled up somewhere in here. Um, I've been seeing his tweets and things, and he's between Warrior and Monk. Um, I'm just feeling Warrior. I'm just feeling melee. Um, I did see a little clip where they just recently said that melee's better at bosses, and with bosses having mechanics. So I don't know if it's comparable to Elden Ring, but I know I suck at Elden Ring. I suck at like high tier boss mechanic type stuff. And so if a warrior or a melee is better for bosses, I probably would lean that way. Um, but Barbarian in Diablo 4 is like currently my favorite class to play, so it kind of crosses over that way. I don't know. We'll see. I know in the hour long what is this called? End game Path of Exile 2 end game content reveal. They go through I think every playable class in the early access. So we should get some more information and we'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know. So 50 bosses, just a PoE lover. Oh, you want to play Witch? Okay. Side note, if you guys are on X, if you guys are on X, we do have a Path of Exile 2 community. It's the first of its kind. There are no other Path of Exile 2 communities currently. And we got the big Rob 2628 himself in here, which is awesome. And I know that Elon Musk has been tweeting today, or at least in the last 24 hours, he's been tweeting, asking questions about Path of Exile 2. And so I'm hoping we can get him in here as well. Um, so yeah, that's the community. Let me see if I can copy the link for you guys. Put it in chat. And yes, I'm currently liking my own posts in in there because I need I need it to be recommended. I need people to see it. So I'm kind of boosting my numbers a little bit there. Uh, what up, Rumble? What up, people over here on Rumble? Join the X community, baby. Yeah. YouTube? I don't know if I can. Oh, I can. Hello. There we go. Kick here. X community. I have no viewers, or does it just not show me? All right. I think we did all of them. Anyways, okay. So I'm thinking Warrior. I want to see what the others can do. I want to play something new. Warrior's new, right? Um, pretty sure. Which I've played before on PoE. I'm just getting everything mixed up though. You know, like I can't remember anymore. What was that? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Follow me on X and join the Path of Exile 2 community on X. All right, here we go. This is the Path of Exile 2 website. Early access currently is just everything it talks about for 20 years. 6 character classes. Okay, wait. Oh, sweet. Okay, so this tells us. Oh, I wish it would tell me which ones are new. Because the witch looks dope. The witch I know summoned, so I know it's like a summoner type build for the most part. Ascendancy, the blood mage, or the infernalist. Babies are making some noises. The warrior, we have the titan. Okay. I'm gonna read through all these. The ones that they're showing off that we can play. So the warrior pounds the ground with big, chunky attacks and can shrug off the hits of smaller enemies with large amounts of armor. So Ascendancy, the Titan. The Titan focuses on stuns, slams, and beefy defense. Okay, so extremely tanky. Call upon your ancestors to boost your slams, push your enemies to the ground, shrug off any attack. Then you have the Warbringer. Whoa. The Warbringer, right? This fearsome frontline fighter conjures ancestral spirits to pummel his foes and has a voice so powerful his war cries can detonate his fallen enemies. Oh, shoot. So it's like corpse explode in Diablo 4. That's dope. Okay. Not too fancy. I'm kind of honestly, if I could get a character, um, what is the freaking game? Guys, remind me of the other Last Epoch. Last Epoch had a void something. It was like a void it was kind of like a melee void warrior. So it was like this dark energy warrior. If I could get something like that, that would be dope. I like melee, but if it's like also has like dark power, and honestly, I'm not sure. This one might. This one definitely doesn't, but it is tanky. I like tanks. I don't know. The sorceress. So the sorceress bends. Also, why are they like? Why can't I make a female warrior? Why can't I make a male sorcerer? Just saying. Sorceress bends the elements. Oh, oh gosh. Oh gosh. One of my kids is going up. Mm. Yes, I have my kids pulled up, guys. Don't do it. One of my kids is waking up my other kids. I just had to tell one of my kids to go to bed. Huh? Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta go get the kid that's awake. Hold on. Alright. Oh, where's my chat? I also moved my camera. Gotta show the birdie. Alright. Sorry about that, guy. Okay. Babies are pulled up. And they're still sleeping. So everything should be a-okay. My apologies. Wait, is PoE? No, no, no. Path of Exile 2 is not out. Diablo 4 public test realm is tomorrow. That's cool. I probably won't be playing it. What were we looking at? Oh yeah, okay. Let's pull this book up. Okay, so the sorceress. Sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spell caster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar. Then you have the Storm Weaver. Ooh, that sounds cool. Become a master of the elements who can cast faster, hit harder, and chill and shock enemies in mass. The Stormweaver can even conjure devastating elemental storms. And then you have the Chronomancer. Chronomancer. Chronomancer wields powerful temporal magic that can reset cooldowns, slow enemies in her presence, and even freeze time itself. Interesting. I feel like that would be so complicated I would never understand it. But that's probably the most interesting one we've read so far out of these two. Then you have the Ranger. Wait, I thought the Ranger. Oh, okay. It says yes to the Ranger. The Ranger is quick but deadly, peppering her enemies with arrows and then vaulting away before they have a chance to reach her. Sorry, my nose is like whistling. This expert marksman can take down foes with style. She moves as fast as the wind. Oh, wait, this is called the Dead Eye Ascendancy. She moves as fast as the wind and can knock additional arrows into every draw. Arrows with every draw. Okay. And then you have the Pathfinder. Pathfinder 2? 2E? I'm just kidding. Pathfinder is a master of flasks and poison. She can turn mana potions into chemical weapons and stack poisons to her heart's content. Interesting. I used to be like the only class I used to play was like Ranger Assassins type. Like that was the fantasy that I loved. And now, for some reason, I don't know why it switched. I don't even remember when it switched, but now I just like beefy, like untouchable. Uh, maybe I watched too much Asmongold. I don't know, but now it's just like massive muscle and slamming stuff. Um, it's kind of weird. I miss loving this, but I just like I'm not interested. All right. So the monk. I've heard the monk. I've heard Rob 2628 say that he's extremely interested in the monk. Like he wants to play warrior, but monk has been pulling his attention. So, the monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum. Okay. The Invoker. The Invoker wields the elements with ease and can use that power to become an elemental avatar. The Invoker is also a master of the spirit, allowing him to use many abilities without lifting a finger. Interesting. I'm guessing that means a lot of abilities. Is this a little off? I'm guessing that means a lot of abilities have a chance of not using mana or spirit. And then the Acolyte of Chayula. This looks cool. The Acolyte of Chayula exchanges mastery of spirit for darkness. Crap. No. I'm already falling for it. Oh gosh. Somebody stop me. I don't want to fall in love with monk. I want warrior. Stop me. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay. Exchanges mastery of spirit for darkness, a resource that can be utilized to both absorb and deal damage. Summoning power from the breach. He trades elemental affinity for chaos. Oh gosh. It sounds so cool. I don't know if I can resist. Okay, so 100%, this one is currently, I'm going to have to say, currently my choice. Again, we're going to watch the live stream, which I think goes through all of them. I want to see this, compared to the warrior. I need to see it. The mercenary, I've seen a lot of gameplay from this because this guy came out, what, like, um, almost a year ago. He looks so cool. I think he's going to be a really fun character to play. I think a lot of people will play him. I think he's going to be great. I'm not going to start with him though, 100%. Again, because he's ranged, I want to be melee ideally, I think. Um, but let's go into this. The mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility, power, and mobility. He also has options to combo abilities together to devastating effect. Then you have the Witch Hunter. That's pretty dope. I'd probably choose that. Just I if I played Mercenary, or I will at some point. When I do, I will definitely do Witch Hunter. The fantasy of this is so cool. I love witch hunting films. Monk is everyone's favorite? Really? Dang it. I don't want to be mainstream crowd following. Man. It looks so cool though. Look at this. Oh, it looks so cool. Exchanges master of spirit for darkness. Ugh. Okay. The witch hunter specializes in taking down the most deadly of foes with extra defenses against magic and the ability to break the concentration of his enemies. He is perfectly suited for slaughtering spellcasters. Interesting. And that makes sense being a witch hunter. Okay, the Gemling or Gemling Legionnaire. What on earth is this? Enhance your abilities by embedding gems directly into your flesh. So it is Gemling. The Gemling Legionnaire can use more skills than any other class, and the more he uses, the more powerful he becomes. Dude, he has one in his eye. What the hell? Dude, that's weird. Like creepy in a good way. What in the world, bro? That's gnarly. Okay, and then we have the witch. Ooh. Death and decay are the witch's weapon of choice. She can call forth hordes of undead minions to fight for her while casting powerful chaos spells. Ascendancy: the Blood Mage. Become a master of life energy. The Blood Mage uses her own life as a resource to bring destruction to her enemies. Interesting. I'm guessing this has high DPS, or else it wouldn't be worth it, right? Woo, witch. Is Witch the only one that's new? That's from Path of Exile? I can't remember. I know Mercenary's new. Is Monk new? Ranger, Sorceress, Warrior? I hear babies crying. Okay. Let's read the last one before I have to go. My volume not dropping. He should be okay though. I think he'll be good. He's just getting cozy. You're just getting cozy is all. There. You got it. Man, can like think about how much I'm getting interrupted here now. Imagine I'm sleeping. Like how much sleep you get when you have twins that wake up every how long has it been? 10 minutes? Just to cry a little bit? The Infernalist. There's someone in the X community that said they were going to play this because they love fire. which makes me worry and wonder. Infernalists transcends the need for mana, instead building heat as she casts spells. With an infernal hound at her side, she can even turn into a demon herself. Dude, that's sick. Oh, man. Okay, well, we are gonna just scooch slowly along. When I come back, we have this video to watch. Endgame content reveal. I just refreshed it at a terrible time. I forwarded it to test my audio earlier. Alright, be right back. Again, I apologize. Please stick around. We'll watch a cool video and we'll talk about it. Okay, bye. Well, that was quick. Yeah, he just passed out on his own. So, let's do this.
Sir, just what are we facing here?
Oh yeah, so first it's going to be the opening cinematic for Path of Exile 2. And then Jonathan Rogers introduction gameplay trailer. That's the what did they call it? There's another video. It's the early access trailer. And then the live stream starts. We might skip this last one. We might skip around a lot. I'm not sure. This is all classes. I want to watch that. We might skip support gems. I don't know. It's over an hour long video. So we'll see.
A relic of the old world. Ready your men, Captain. We will only get one chance. And remember, when you hear the whispers, call for help. Do not attack.
When you hear the whispers, call for help. Do not attack.
When you hear the whispers, what do you think he was on about?
It's Dorman, right?
Yeah?
Then Dorman, shut your damn mouth. Why do I always get stuck with these rookies?
Hey, the kid's got a mean cleave. Give him a chance.
Quiet.
Sullen!
This is such a cool
A
cinematic.
mean cleave, eh, Captain? Rookie can't even lift his own sword.
Captain?
Captain Oren? Captain? It's here. Rain! Send the signal!
What the fuck?
Rain!
Oh,
On my back, blade up!
Come on! I'm ready. I'm ready. It's a man.
No, it's not.
is that?
Run!
Bro. Dude, run past it. Oh.
Captain!
What is going on?
Stop! Humanity isn't ready.
On your feet, lad.
Sir, the captain,
You'll be fine. Here.
Oh my gosh. Ew, ew, ew.
What is it?
Get the body.
Stop. Mortal. It can still be contained. You don't know what you have unleashed.
Your kind no longer control this world. We cannot destroy your body, it's true. But you will watch as we destroy everything you have built. Bind him! Feed. Grow, my child. I'll make sure you can eat your fill.
Oh. What the hell was that? Oh gosh. Where's my
Hi,
chat?
I'm Jonathan Rogers, Game Director on Path of Exile 2. Now, Path of Exile 2 is going into early access in around 2 weeks on December the 6th.
Holy hell, bro. Oh. Mm. That gives me the creeps, bro. Ranger Mortar, which wasn't PoE, it was Scion. I like Blood Witch and Undead. I wonder if I can fuse the two to spend blood to fortify my minions. Not sure. Unsure. I'm gonna check a couple other chats really quick, just in case. I'm not expecting to have people watching everywhere, but I want people to feel left out. If I can find it. Oh my god. Alright, no chats, no chats. Thanks for hanging out on Rumble. I see you guys, just so you know. Don't feel like I don't see you. Same thing on X. Much appreciated for you guys coming by. Alright. Got YouTube as well. YouTube and then Kick. Give me a second, guys. The babies are crying again. Yeah, he has one. Alright, guys, be right back. Sorry. Alright, guys. I'm gonna try and burn through this. Chat's on Twitch. I just can't. I don't have enough time to go through everybody, everything. You're in ads, also at Chick-fil-A. Oh, nice. How lovely. All right. It's official. I'm here. And let's continue. We're just going to burn through this. If you want to chat, Twitch. That's the only place I have chat up for the stream, unfortunately. My bad. I owe you guys. Okay.
But even though it's early access, this isn't just some small taste. The game is huge. In this live stream, we're going to be introducing everything you can expect. So without further ado, let's roll the gameplay trailer.
Holy crap.
Existence is a thing of beauty, precious, but impermanent. Life and death are mortal enemies, and yet bound to one another.
What the
The
crap?
continuation of life must be protected at all costs. Some have said my methods are brutal.
Oh my gosh.
This,
I think I'm gonna
I
have
say,
nightmares.
There can be no salvation without sacrifice.
Oh. Alright. Contres. That one. That guy. Dude, there's so much to this game, bro. I just can't wait for the updated graphics and the feel of the gameplay. That's one thing that turned me off about Path of Exile 1. It just felt so old. And I don't like that I don't like older games. I've tried playing
We
old
are
games. I
faced
can't
with
even.
the end, and I will do what I must.
Boss battles. I can't even play Diablo 2 remastered. It just still feels so old. So hopefully this doesn't have that feel. I don't think it will. It doesn't look like it at all.
Those who obsess with death, let them soon be acquainted with it.
Now, as you just saw,
Bro.
even in early access, Path of Exile 2 is a big game. It's actually been 5 years since we announced PoE2, and over that time we've revealed a lot, but it's been in bits and pieces. It's pretty hard to keep track of it all, so today we're going to do a full rundown of all the content that will be available at the start of early access. Classes, character progression systems, and for the first time, a full overview of the end game. This is going to
Bro.
be a big one, so get comfortable.
How old is this?
For
10 days
20
old?
years, Rayclast has been free from any sources of corruption, but the Count of Ogham, tempted by promises of power, intends to harness it once more. The dead are rising, monsters are mutating, and madness is spreading. Under the dark influence of
Bro,
corruption,
look
the
at all
Count
those
doles out
heads.
sentences of death to any who would question him.
The witch escapes.
And this is where you find yourself at the start of PoE2. Explore the dark forests of Ogham, traverse the barren plains of the Vasteri Desert, and delve into the jungle ruins of Utsal, an ancient Val city. There are challenging monsters, hidden runes, lost camps and treasures, roaming merchants, and of course, unique bosses. No two areas are the same. it falls to you to track down the seed of corruption, the source of all this devastation. On the way, you'll face fearsome monsters, meet strange characters, forge unlikely bonds, and uncover lost civilizations. But first, you'll need to pick a class.
Yes, tell me.
Now, early access will initially have 6 classes available. Let's have a look at them.
Okay.
The Monk is a fast and furious melee fighter. He dashes in and out of combat and has mechanics that involve building up and keeping momentum. Like all classes in PoE2, you'll want to use a wide variety of skills to mix and match different combos. To get new skills, you will first need to find skill gems. Using a skill gem will open the gem cutting menu, which shows all the active skills available in PoE2. You can choose an existing skill to level up, or choose to engrave a new one. Since this is a level 7 skill gem, even if you pick a new skill, it will immediately be level 7, so there's no harm in trying out something new. The Monk primarily uses the quarterstaff. There are 3 schools of martial arts: lightning, ice, and wind. But don't think you have to stick to just one. The best combos are going to involve mixing elements of all 3. Let's try Killing Palm. Like many monk skills, this can be used to quickly take advantage of a specific situation. If there's an enemy on low life, you can use Killing Palm to dash to them and kill them instantly. This will provide a power charge. Then we can use a different skill to consume that power charge for a much more devastating attack. The Monk also has powerful combo skills. Tempest Bell, for example, is a skill that places a giant resonating bell. Hitting the bell causes it to ring, dealing damage to all enemies around it. You can also do things like freeze or shock the bell, which will add elemental damage to the strikes. The Monk also has a variety of abilities to empower his staff. If an enemy is close to being stunned, you can use Staggering Palm to punch them down. After that, any attack you do will shoot out wind projectiles. There are 21 active skills for quarterstaves, so this just scratches the surface of the options that you have. By endgame, you'll be dashing from pack to pack, spewing projectiles and obliterating screens of enemies with huge combo attacks. Now, if you like a style of melee that's a little slower but hits much harder, then the Warrior is for you. He pounds the ground with big chunky attacks and can shrug off the hits of small enemies with large amounts of armor. Even though the mace slams are slow, you never lose control. Longer attacks can be retargeted as you go, and if you find yourself committed to a long attack, you can dodge roll out of it at any time. Among the skill option for maces, you will find a variety of slams, fire attacks, war cries, and shield skills. Here, I'm going to slam the ground, rending it apart with lines of fire. Any slam skill will then cause these fissures to erupt with lava. I can even run through them with a skill like Stampede to do huge amounts of damage. The Warrior can also use war cries, which can empower your next skill. Seismic Cry, for example, will double any slams from your next attack. The Stampede counts as a slam, so I can double that for even more craziness. If you want to go a little faster and be a little more defensive, equip a shield. In PoE2, you can raise your shield at any time to block all damage from the front, even spells. While holding up your shield, your stun meter will build as you take damage, so be careful. If it reaches 100%, your stance will break and you will be vulnerable.
Okay. Yeah.
Some enemies also have unblockable attacks, which are indicated by this red flash.
Kinda
If
like,
you see one of these coming, make sure to dodge out of the way.
The dodge
Using
and
a shield
the shield
also gives you access to shield skills, like Shield Charge, which allows you to charge
what's
towards
Amazon's
enemies
game
and stun.
called? New World.
While charging, you're also blocking the whole time, so you have full damage immunity from the front. The Warrior also has access to totems. Some totems have built-in abilities, like Shockwave Totem, which can be placed to stun nearby enemies and trigger aftershocks like those from the Earthquake. But you can also get Ancestral Warrior Totems, which allow you to use any slam skill in your repertoire. This is a meta skill, which means that it's a skill you can put other skills into. I can take a slam like Sunder and socket it into my Ancestral Warrior Totem. Now when I summon him, he'll sit there and slam the monsters from a distance. There are 20 active skills for maces, so there's a lot more to try out. But by endgame, you're going to be dropping hammers from the sky, leaping fearlessly into combat, and separating the very earth you stand on. Time for some ranged attacks.
More fun.
The Ranger is primarily about the bow, but we wanted to make sure that she feels agile as well. In PoE2, you can shoot while moving. Combined with all the skills the Ranger has that allow you to jump around, you will have a lot of mobility in combat. Bow skills have a variety of lightning, poison, ice, and physical attacks. Lightning attacks bounce around between targets. You can also stick lightning arrows in the ground which explode when hit by the bouncers, or electrocute enemies to take them out of combat. Ice attacks allow you to slow and freeze enemies to keep them away from you. Using poison, not only can you slowly damage your enemies from afar, but also grow some interesting plants. With 21 bow skills and all the mobility and combo tools the ranger has, you can take advantage of every
I feel
situation.
like poison in a game like this.
In-game, you'll be creating hundreds of arrows, be they falling from the sky, bouncing around between enemies, or spraying out of tornadoes. You might have noticed in the bottom left of the screen that the flask slots look a little different. In PoE2, you have one dedicated life flask slot and one mana flask slot. Flasks gain charges as you kill enemies, and typically allow you to heal 6 or 7 times if they're full. But that's not the only thing you can use charges for. Charms are a new item type that will automatically defend you from various debuffs or damage types. Having trouble with getting frozen? Equip a thawing charm. When it's fully charged, it will make you immune to freeze for 3 seconds if you get frozen. To recharge them, just kill more monsters. You can gain more slots for charms by upgrading your belt. The mercenary wields a crossbow that can be loaded with different ammo types, offering versatility, power, and mobility. All classes in Path of Exile 2 can be controlled with WASD, which makes this class play exactly like a shooter. For the crossbow, you will find skills that work like shotguns, sniper rifles, assault rifles, and even grenade launchers. But not only that, there are a wide variety of more interesting elemental ammos too. It's very fast to switch between ammo types, so long as you already have them loaded, which makes the mercenary able to combo abilities together for devastating effect.
I feel like I wouldn't be able to figure those
walls of ice to separate enemies,
things
then
out
switch
very
to
well.
fragmentation rounds to explode the ice, dealing massive AoE damage. If I come across an armored enemy, I could use armor-piercing rounds to break their armor, and then high-velocity rounds to take them down. Or perhaps I could fire a gas grenade to poison enemies before detonating the cloud with an explosive shot for massive damage. If you want to call in some suppressing fire, you can summon artillery ballistas. These have a minimum range, so you'll want to prepare your position carefully before moving in. There are 22 active skills for crossbows. By endgame, you'll be calling destruction down from the sky as you litter the battlefield with grenades and pepper your enemies with your automatic shotgun. If you're looking to take a backseat and let your minions do the work, then the witch should be your choice. She can call forth hordes of undead monsters to fight for her, while casting powerful chaos spells that debilitate her enemies. Occult skills are some of the most varied in the game, with skeletons, noxious spells, specialty minions, curses, and sacrificial magic. Before we talk about minions, we'll have to talk about a new resource in Path of Exile 2 called Spirit. This is a spirit gem, which allows you to pick from a range of persistent skills. All classes have a variety of these skills which can add some very interesting effects, like Arctic Armor, which does cold damage to enemies that hit you, or Raging Spirits, which summon fiery skulls each time you cast a fire spell. For the Witch, though, we'll want to be using our spirit to create permanent minions. These minions will be revived automatically when they die, so you don't have to worry about resummoning them all the time. Here, I'm using the skill screen to allocate which minions I would like in my horde. You can see the spirit cost of each one. Skeletal warriors are cheap, but weak, useful for tanking damage and distracting enemies. But I want more heavy hitters in my army, so I'm going to unsummon some warriors and instead add skeletal arsonists. Permanent minions come with special active abilities called command skills. You can order these guys to detonate your own minions for even more damage and area of effect. If you want a bigger army, you'll need a scepter. This new weapon type is imbued with even more spirit, allowing you to summon even more friends. And if you want an even bigger army than that, you can take advantage of corpses to summon true hordes of minions. But what can a witch do while her army is at work? Well, she has a range of chaos spells to spread disease amongst your enemies, or bone skills to impale them. Or, you could curse them to make them weaker so your horde can take them down. There are 25 active occult skills. By the endgame, you will be the leader of a fearsome army of the dead, consuming everything in its path. The sorceress bends the elements to her will, using them to unleash devastation on her foes. This classic spellcaster weaves a flurry of elemental magic from afar. The elemental skills have everything you might expect and more. Fireballs, icy explosions, lightning storms,
This
you
isn't
get the
boring to me.
idea.
I'm just exhausted.
Each spell is
It's
unique
almost
and has
4
many
a.m.
different ways to build and combo with others, even between different elements. For example, Flame Wall conjures a burning line that not only damages enemies, but also empowers all projectiles that pass through it. If you place a wall and fire lightning sparks through it, they'll gain extra fire damage. It's a good idea to take advantage of the ability to automatically swap weapons when you use certain skills. Having a special staff with bonuses to fire skills and another with bonuses to lightning skills can really power up a combo like this. The Sorceress can also take advantage of powerful
Dude,
trigger
the
gems.
combos are gonna be
For example,
so
you could
crazy.
grab the Cast and Ignite gem and use it with Firestorm. As you ignite enemies, a counter will go up in the top left corner. When it's full, a Firestorm will automatically be cast to the enemy that was ignited.
Wow.
There are 25 active elemental skills. By endgame, you'll be firing off projectiles left and right as you rain down elemental storms on your foes. Now, those are the characters that will be available at the start of Early Access, but we will be adding 6 more character classes with just as many skills and options as these. There's a lot more to come. There's one more important thing to mention about skills. Even though we talk about them as belong to each class, in reality there are no restrictions. You can use all these skills on any class so long as you have the attributes. For example, a Poison Ranger might want to try out using Occult Curses to increase her poison damage, or a Monk might want to trigger Elemental Ice Walls to use with his Glacial Cascade combo. The possibilities for cross-class combos are practically unlimited. We're looking forward to what kind of things you guys might find. Now, Path of Exile is a game known for build customization, and we haven't even scratched the surface of what is possible yet. So let's talk about support gems. Path of
Okay, first of all, when is the early access? Early access is Friday. So 5 or so days. There's a counter on their website. Let's see where it's at. I think they have a timer somewhere. I found it at one point. Get access now. Other ways of getting access. Where is the timer? No. Can't go back. Okay. Just give me a counter. December 6th. So it's going to be Friday for me. I don't know what time. I guess December 6th is the same day for everyone. But I just don't know what time because they're Australia based. Here it is. Oh. 4 days, 7 hours, 20 minutes. So that's the precise timer. Borrowed heavy from D4. Well, I mean, the Path of Exile was birthed because people didn't like Diablo 3. They wanted more, something more like Diablo 2. And so they made Path of Exile. So that's why it started this way, and they wanted it. Basically, they made the game the way that they wish Diablo had made their game. And now it's gotten so big. It's gotten big, it's gotten popular. People like it because it's the way the people, what have you. So, when is early access? Yeah, so that's Friday. A normal, a normal release on Monday. No, it's on Friday. So 4 days, 7 hours. So 7 hours right now for me. Let's see, 18 minutes. So it's probably going to be at 4 a.m. So 7 hours from 4 a.m. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So around 11 a.m. on Friday for me, right? So it'll be exactly 4 days on the timer at 11 a.m. for me. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's Friday at 11. Um, for Pacific Standard Time here on the west coast of the United States. That is the official time. Yeah, so it's coming up. Oh, I keep unmuting myself. Okay. That's fun though. That's cool. I wish this was on their Path of Exile 2 page, but oh, it's exciting. Okay, what's next? Oh, we're still watching this one. So we're gonna go through support gems, passive skill tree, items, ascension. Okay, let's go.
Path of Exile 2 has a system of support gems that can be combined with your active skills to dramatically change the way they work. If you find a support gem, then right-clicking it will open up this screen. Here you will find a variety of recommended support gems for each of your skills that you can pick between.
No, that's cool.
For
I
example,
like the recommended.
this is a multiple projectiles support gem and can be used to add multiple projectiles to any skill. Normally, when you fire a grenade, it'll look like this. But if we add multiple projectiles, then you get 3 of them. Once you have the gem, you can also freely move it between any of the skills on your character. If you want to have a multi-shot sniper rifle instead, then simply move the gem over to your high-velocity round skill. Generally speaking, if it sounds like a support gem should work with a skill, then it will work. So it's a good idea to experiment. Note that you can only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each skill for maximum damage.
Oh, interesting.
Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a
do that
perfectly good
again?
time. Skill, then it will work. So it's a good idea to experiment.
1 gem per
Note that you can
character.
only have one of each support gem on your character, so you'll want to think carefully about which supports can be used best with each.
So, like that triple grenade shot, you can't have a triple grenade shot and then a triple cast on something else with the same gem. I think that's the same as Path of Exile 1. Maybe it's not actually. I think it's I think it was you could have 1 gem. You can't double the gem on each skill or weapon or whatever. Or was it on your armor? I can't remember, but you couldn't just double up on 1 piece of armor, but you could have the same one in 2 spots, I think. Again, I haven't played Path of Exile since almost a year ago. So it's been quite a while, so I'm kind of forgetting. But I think that's a good move, because then it makes you think it's a good move if it's something new. Regardless, it was a good move before if it is something that's in the first Path of Exile. Because then it really makes you think like where's best for this gem? I have an awesome gem, where would be best to put it?
Skill for maximum damage.
That's so cool.
Now, if you want to stick to the recommendations, you should have a perfectly good time. But if you want to experiment a bit more, then uncheck that recommended button and you can see the full list of supports that will work with your skill. There are hundreds of support gems to choose from, and even we don't know the results of all the possible ways these can interact. Each skill can have up to 5 supports socketed into it, and if you're clever, you can come up with some
Up
pretty
to
interesting
5?
ideas.
Each skill?
Now, all of this is just scratching the surface.
Wow.
You can make frost vortexes, break people's armor, make minions explode, make skills repeat, make enemies set each other on fire, cull enemies, or pin them to the ground. Supports let you drastically change the behavior of your skills and create your own unique build, or at least follow someone's OP build guide. So, speaking of
Crazy.
builds, let's talk about one of the most iconic Path of Exile systems, the passive skill tree. Yes, it's huge. There are over 1,500 nodes on there. Now, a lot of people open the tree and can get a little intimidated at first, but try not to be scared. There are lots of options, but at its core, it's pretty simple.
Definitely.
Each level you get 1 point to put into the tree. Each class starts at a different location, but they all share the same tree. Around your section of the tree, you'll find relevant bonuses for your character. You should be safe in the knowledge that there aren't many wrong choices here. Almost all the starting nodes will be useful for your character in some way. But if you do happen to make a choice you regret, you'll be able to respec any nodes you've taken by spending a little bit of gold. The tree is generally divided up into clusters which have similar themes. In each cluster you will find small nodes that give simple bonuses like increased damage, but the real power comes from notables. Notables normally have much more interesting bonuses, and they tend to care a lot more about how your build works and what skills you're using. For example, in the mercenary area of the tree, this one gives a 25% chance for crossbow skills to not consume a bolt. And here's one that gives grenades a
talked
chance to
about that
blow up a
earlier.
second time.
I think it was monk.
This one gives a chance for projectiles to rebound off terrain, as well as giving you some pierce chance to make that more likely. Note that even though this is in the mercenary section, this would work with projectiles from all classes, so there are often reasons to go to different areas of the tree. In order to get between these clusters, you will generally have to allocate nodes in the attribute highways. Attribute nodes allow you to pick which attribute you would like to use, so it's very easy to get points for any attribute that your gear might need. You can change which attribute these nodes give you for half price at the respec vendor. In addition to notables, you will also find even larger passives called keystones. Keystones have both an upside and a downside, and often require changing your entire build to design around them. A great example is Giant's Blood, which allows you to wield two-hand weapons in a single hand, but doubles the attribute requirements of them. You can use a two-hand mace with a shield, or even dual wield them.
Doubles the attribute requirement of them. I don't understand that.
Or how about Mind Over Matter, which makes all damage go to your mana pool first before your life pool, but you lose 50% of your mana regen. Skills like these can be tough to build around, but if you're up for the challenge, they can be very rewarding. As we showed you earlier on the Sorceress, you can swap between weapon sets on the fly as you use certain skills. One of the new features in Path of Exile 2's passive tree is that you can choose to have your passive tree change as you switch between weapon sets to take advantage of specific bonuses on the tree. For the Sorceress, you might want to change between fire and lightning specialization. Or you could switch between one-hand and a two-hand setup in order to be able to block boss attacks while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace. Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage.
Interesting. It's like a wardrobe.
If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but creative players will find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts available from the campaign too.
What was the weapon
On the map you can see
specialization thing here?
while following up with heavy hits from your bigger mace.
Sorry guys.
Or perhaps you could have a full curse setup on your witch to debuff enemies before switching to a chaos degen build for maximum damage. If you want to stick with just one weapon set, you can just use these specialization points as bonus points to invest however you like, but
That's
creative
probably gonna be
players will
me.
find plenty of opportunities with this system. You can get weapon specialization points throughout the campaign from optional bosses and quests. For example, if I manage to defeat the Crowbell, I'll get a weapon specialization book. There are lots of other permanent boosts
What's
available
weapon
from the campaign too.
specialization do?
On the map you can see icons that indicate the many optional encounters you can find. Some of them have permanent character boosts, and others have powerful items. If you're having trouble getting past a boss, it might be a good idea to explore and see what you can find. For example, if you defeat Blackjaw the Remnant, you'll gain a permanent increase to fire resistance. One of the most important finds are spirit bonuses. You can find the first one here in the canopy in Act 1. Defeat the boss in this area to acquire a permanent addition of spirit. The permanent buffs you gain from spirit are very powerful, and every class will find a use for them, so make sure you hunt down these upgrades. There's one in each act. Now we haven't even talked about the most important element of character progression, items. That's why we're all here, right? Items in Path of Exile can be
loot.
broken down into 4 rarity groups: normal, magic, rare, and unique. One of the things you're going to want to do as you play through the
Not very
campaign is
complex,
upgrade the
which
items you
is
find, and you can do
probably
that
good
with
for me,
currency
at
items.
least.
An Orb of Transmutation will allow you to upgrade a normal item to a magic item with 1 mod. You can then apply an Orb of Augmentation to add a second mod, then use a Regal Orb to add a third mod, and upgrade it to a rare. Finally, you can use some Exalted Orbs to add more mods to your rare to a total of 6 mods. One of the things we think is really important is to make these options available to use as you play. All the items that add mods are much more common than they were in Path of Exile 1, so that you can use them throughout your campaign playthrough. We want you to find things on the ground that can be crafted into upgrades much more frequently. As well as making the drop rates on these items much more common, you can also get them by disenchanting unwanted gear at the magic item vendor. If you disenchant magic items, you can build up to an Orb of Transmutation, and by disenchanting rares, you can build up to Regal Orbs. Another important area of crafting items in PoE2 is sockets. Some items you find will have sockets that can have Ezomite runes placed in them that add more mods to the item. If I insert this glacial rune into my helmet, it will give extra cold resistance. This is a great way to solve problems that you have with your build, like resistances or damage. If you find socketed items that you don't have a use for, you can take them to the salvage bench in town to work towards an Artificer's Orb. This will allow you to add sockets to your existing items. Body armors and two-hand weapons can have up to 2 sockets, while the rest of your armor and one-hand weapons can only have 1 socket. You can also salvage items with quality to create items like armor scraps or whetstones. These will allow you to increase the quality of your items for an up to 20% boost. If you don't want to disenchant or salvage your items, you can always sell them for gold. Gold can be used to buy items from vendors, and
Sorry, guys. I was expecting to be more talkative, but I'm so sleepy. Ugh, it's so annoying. Holy crap, man. There's just so much that goes into it, you know? Not only do you have the socket and the gems, but then you can add up to 6 attributes on each piece of gear. So the variety in that alone is crazy. And then that's not even talking about the skills, which can have up to 5 variations or, you know, mutations added to it. It's just crazy. That is so crazy. That is crazy in a good way.
we've tried to do a lot to make sure that the items they have for sale are actually useful. Every time you level up, they get more stock, so make sure to check back often. Other vendors offer a gamble. Pay a flat amount of gold and you'll get a random item of a specific type. This could be a great way to improve your gear, if you're lucky. Gold is also used to respec your passive skills. Take advantage of this system to experiment with your tree and rework it as required. The other thing you might want to use gold for is the currency exchange. This allows you to exchange currency items with other players on an open market, in exchange for a small gold fee. Now, all items in Path of Exile are freely tradable. We never bind anything to your character, except gold.
Interesting. So
Now,
gold is
most
bound
gear
to
in
your
Path of
character,
Exile 2 is randomly
no
generated,
items are.
but there's another type that isn't. Uniques. They are especially rare, each with a handcrafted set of unusual mods which can dramatically change a character's build. They're not just better rare items, they can do much stranger things that can fundamentally change your character. Corpse Wade will make any corpses you run through explode into clouds of poison. The Sands of Silk is a body armor that changes your dodge roll into a blink, morphing you into sand as you teleport past your foes. And of course, some uniques are just pure hits of dopamine, like Quill Rain, which just turns your bow attacks into full auto by doubling your attack speed. Each unique is something that you can build your character around. We try to make sure that most unique items have a potential use at endgame, even if you find them early on. And as you can see, every single unique item comes with custom art to match.
Really?
The last character progression system that you can do during the campaign is Ascension. Starting in Act 2, you will come across Ascension
During the
trials,
campaign.
tests that you must complete to unlock your Ascension class. We'll explain these trials soon, but first let's take a look at what Ascending can do for your character. Each class has access to 3 Ascendancy classes, but at the start of Early Access, only 2 per class will be available.
Oh.
Ascendancy classes are unique to each character class, so choose one
So there's also going to be an additional 3rd ascendancy class added to each one of these. Holy crap, bro.
wisely. They can drastically affect how you build your character. As a sorceress, you could become a Storm Weaver, a master of the elements. Tempest Caller causes elemental storms to be summoned each time you do a critical hit with a spell. With Strike twice, you can stack 2 copies of Shock for more damage, and going deeper into the tree, you can make all your damage types apply Shock. Make a Shock build from any skill. Alternatively, you could become a Chronomancer and command time itself.
I want to see how
She
this one's
literally
played.
has the ability to stop time with Time Freeze. Not only that, but she has many other time manipulation abilities. Using Temporal Rift, she can teleport back to a previous location, resetting her life and mana back to what it was. Or with Time Snap, she can reset all her cooldowns and cast all her spells again. On the Warrior, you can choose between the Warbringer or the Titan. The Warbringer channels the might of his ancestors to gain tremendous power.
Hold on. So borrowed from last epoch, although this looks easier to understand than the giant tree we previously had. There's still a giant tree. There's still a gigantic tree. Over 1,500 options. And speaking of variety, we were talking about variety just a second ago. Like the talent tree alone, and that's the passive talent tree. Like you have levels after that. I forget what they're called for Path of Exile, but there's so much that goes into building like it's so deep, if that makes sense. It's crazy. Oh no. Wait. This is gonna be too much to digest. Yeah, I know. That's why I think Diablo 4 is so enticing to a wider audience, honestly, because it's not over the top. I wouldn't say that this being over the top is bad. I'm just saying it's complex. It's way more complex than Diablo 4. Um, and for me, in the case of making content and live streaming something, that's very good because it gives me something to constantly work on. Which is good. You don't need spreadsheet for your spreadsheet. Yeah, you don't need a spreadsheet. Yeah. Talking about Diablo. Yeah, you don't need a spreadsheet for Diablo. That's true. But one thing that I really liked in Last Epoch, like I think honestly my favorite top-down ARPG up to this point has been Last Epoch. I think that's been my all-time favorite. Just because their crafting system, the way that the gear worked, and I liked trying to change the nodes or like the additional abilities on your armor. I thought that was cool. It just felt like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it felt way better than anything that I've played. I did play Path of Exile 1, like I said, for 2 seasons. Um, but it's complex. It's really complex. I'm a very slow player. It takes me a while to learn things, especially if they're complex like that. Um, so yeah, I'm excited for this game because I feel like it is gonna give everyone plenty to do. There's just so much to do, and again, it's not even all the way out. They're giving us 6 characters out of 12 or 6 classes out of 12, and then within those classes, there's supposed to be 3 variations. I don't know. On top of all the other customization. Sorry, I'm just rambling because I'm so sleepy. I don't mean to ramble. Let's continue.
Using Answered Call, you can summon ancestral spirits linked to each of your totems. With Jade Heritage, you can encase your body in a protective layer that absorbs all damage until it breaks. Warcaller's Bellow allows you to explode the corpses of your enemies. And with Great Wolf's Howl, you can ignore the cooldowns of your war cries. Let all that anger out. The Titan
That's
class
crazy.
is all about hitting big. With Earthbreaker, every slam is a chance to create an aftershock. With crushing impacts, every hit becomes a crushing blow, which will allow you to stun your enemies with ease. With surprising strength, you can take advantage of stunned enemies to deal 40% more damage. As a ranger, you might choose to be a Deadeye, an expert markswoman who can take down foes with style. With endless munitions, every attack gains an extra projectile. With Gathering Winds, she gains a small increase to movement speed with every attack, but be careful, she loses them when getting hit. With Eagle Eyes, she will never miss, allowing you to stop wasting all those passive points on accuracy. Alternatively, you could become a Pathfinder, the master of flasks and poison. She can choose from one of several throwable concoctions, allowing her to spend her flask charges to throw explosive bottles that deal various types of damage.
Not going to be
A
popular,
bleeding
but
concoction
maybe.
will make your enemies bleed, while a fulminating one can shock your enemies,
they're
allowing you to
crying
do
again.
extra damage. Contagious Contamination.
Un momento, let me see. Come on, baby, go to sleep. Yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. What I'm talking about. Sorry, catching up on chat. This is only half the game, but it's 100 gigs. Do we know how large it is as far as gigs? Does it say? Oh, yeah, it does. You're right. System requirements, storage 100 gigabytes of available space. Damn. That's crazy. It's a big game, bro. 100 gigs? Dude, that's crazy. Oh, man, he's waking up again. Story of my freaking life, guys. Oh, no, it's the other one. It's the other baby. Oh, no. Just get comfy, please. Come on. And then on top of, like, one whines, the other one whines, but then they also wake up each other. So it's like I can't let them cry too long, or else they're gonna wake up the other baby and possibly the other kids. Dad problems, man. I might need to go and be right back again. Might need to continue this stream tomorrow. Should I just pause and continue tomorrow? You know what? It's 4 a.m. Babies are still crying on and off. I'm gonna try and stream earlier tomorrow. And usually they don't cry so much like earlier on. And then we'll have plenty of time. We'll watch everything. I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna have to. I have to. Didn't get through as much as I wanted, but got through quite a bit. We talked about a lot. I rambled a lot, which was really fun. Uh, but I'll have a part two. I'll just add a part two um to the same named stream, and we'll do this again. Technically it's Monday, so Monday night. So in less than 24 hours, however many hours that is, we'll do that then. Um, But yeah, I don't want to keep pausing the stream and going back and forth, and it's already 4 in the morning for me. So we're just gonna call it. Sorry, kind of lame stream. We got through a little bit, half an hour of this video. Um, talked about how long is left on the timer. We talked about the classes a little bit. Um, so we did get some stuff done. But there is so much more. We're not even halfway through the video, first of all. And this is video 1 of 7 that I wanted to watch. So, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget, we have an X community, so a Twitter community, for Path of Exile 2. Please go check it out. You told people to be careful with the space because full game may be around almost 200 gigs. Yeah, it's true, bro. It's quite possible. Um, what was I gonna do? I know I'm ending stream. I just wanted to. I thought there was something else I was gonna do. No, no. I guess that's it. There's something else, but I lost my train of thought. Again, sorry guys. Kind of definitely a broken up stream and a lot of tired dirtbag face. Tomorrow, I promise it'll be wide awake, very excited dirtbag face. So I'll see you then. Have a great night. Sleep well and be safe. And I'm going to go take care of some babies. All right. Bye, guys.